Today, we're diving into a quiet revolution that's happening in American energy. It's this massive switch that's taking place right now, and believe me, it is moving way faster than almost anyone predicted. It all comes down to this one number, 26%. In 2025, for the first time ever, renewable energy sources, solar, wind, they made up over a quarter of all electricity generated in the United States. That's a brand new record. And just to be super clear, this isn't some small step. No, this is a massive leap forward. It's a true milestone for the country's power grid, and it really signals a fundamental change in how we power our entire lives. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's really dive into this new energy record and break down what it actually means in the real world. So we're talking about 1,162 terawatt hours of clean power. I know, that's a pretty staggering figure. So to put it in perspective for you, that is enough energy to power about 108 million American homes for a whole year. But here's the thing, this didn't just happen overnight. Not at all. This record is really the culmination of a pretty dramatic decade-long transformation of the US grid. So how exactly did we get to this point? This timeline here tells the whole story, with two really crucial tipping points. You see, back in 2016, natural gas officially took over from coal as America's top power source. Then, just 6 years later, in 2022, renewables did the exact same thing. They surpassed coal too. Now, what's so interesting about this slide is the story the numbers tell when you just look across the decade. You can see renewables just steadily climbing year after year after year. But the most dramatic story? Well, for that, you just have to follow the column for coal. And this just perfectly illustrates that free fall. In a single decade, coal went from being king, right? Providing nearly 40% of US electricity, all the way down to just 15%. I mean, that is a stunning collapse. So what was so special about 2025? What forces all came together to cause this absolutely record-breaking surge in renewable power? Well, it was kind of a perfect storm of three key drivers. A massive, massive solar boom, a surprising new source of demand from the world of artificial intelligence, and this quiet but incredibly powerful revolution happening in battery storage. So first up, the solar boom. In 2025, for the first time in US history, solar power actually generated more electricity than our long-standing hydroelectric dams. That is a huge milestone, and it was driven by an incredible 28 to 35% growth in solar in just 1 year. And get this, at the exact same time, America's appetite for electricity saw its biggest jump in 2 decades. And the main reason for all this new demand? The massive, and I mean massive, power needs of new AI data centers. So who stepped up to meet all that new demand for power? This chart is just incredible. Solar energy, all by itself, supplied a stunning 61% of it. And the final piece of the puzzle was the battery revolution. A record of 58 gigawatt hours of new storage capacity was installed. The best way to think of it is like building a giant reservoir for electricity. It's the crucial tech that lets us capture all that daytime solar energy and then use it after the sun goes down. So what's coming next? Well, according to all the projections, this powerful trend is only picking up speed. In fact, 2026 is projected to see the largest single-year increase in new power capacity in decades. And just look at this chart. Solar is expected to account for over half of all of it. And check this out. When you actually factor in the retirement of old fossil fuel plants, virtually 100% of the net new power generation being added to the US grid in 2026 is projected to come from renewables and battery storage. Just let that sink in for a second. 100%. Now, a shift this absolute isn't just an environmental story, it's a massive economic one. Which, begs the question, where is the smart money flowing? What's the business behind this boom? So who are the key players that are actually out there building this new energy future? Let's take a look at the kind of companies that are really positioned to benefit from this, frankly, unstoppable momentum.